3-term. Joining us now on the John Fredericks Show, Congressman Robert Hurt, Republican, 5th District. Now, that is the south side of Virginia. Robert Hurt retiring from Congress after 3 terms, right? 3 terms, Robert?
3 terms.
3 terms.
I'm glad to be with you, my man.
All right, retiring after 3 terms, and the Republican nominee to replace him, ostensibly in the fall, is State Senator Tom Garrett. Okay, I get all that out of the way. Congressman, got the big intro done. Good to have you with us. What do you make of what happened Thursday night in Dallas, sir?
Well, I think like most Americans, just grieve for those who were lost and for the families who are going through this. I think what it reminds me is that those of us, especially in public leadership positions, especially elected officials, have an obligation to go out every day and hold up our public law enforcement officers, and hold them up because they are the guts of what ensures that we live in a country that is governed by the rule of law. The rule of law is nothing. It's nothing more than a piece of paper, unless you have people who have the courage and the guts and the strength to go out and enforce the law. And that's what these people were doing. And what makes it even more tragic is that the fact that they were defending the rights of those who were protesting them. But they were defending those rights, and then to have them murdered in cold blood in that fashion, I just think is again a reminder of how important they are to the fundamental fabric of this country, and why it is that any elected official who fails to do this or in any way contributes to a negative attitude toward those who perform that essential function, I think aren't doing their job, and in many ways contribute to this lawlessness that we're seeing, not just in Dallas, but we're seeing it across the country. And I think that those elected officials who fail to squarely line up with those who are serving as police officers, et cetera, should be condemned.
You know, Congressman Hurt, I think you're spot on with this, and I think you're right. Any public official that is doing anything but contributing to the healing process, I think this is a dereliction of duty. President Obama and Joe Biden, both of them going to Dallas tomorrow. Now, I happen to be in a position where I could watch live President Obama's comments on, I guess, Thursday night or Friday early after Dallas from the NATO summit in Warsaw. And no, I'm sorry, he made the comments after that second young African-American man was shot. And he went on and on and on about the racial problem in this country. How real is that based on your perspective? I mean, you're a lifelong Virginian, your family's from Virginia. I mean, do we still have that level of racism in America, sir?
I would say this. It's hard for me to put myself in the position of those who have been discriminated against systematically and over the years. There's no question that in this country that we have a very complicated history as it relates to that, and and there are very horrifying instances in our history. But we're better than that, and we have grown from that. We have progressed from that. And for this president, over his 8 years, strictly, in my opinion, for political purposes, to misuse that history in a way to promote his own political agenda, I just think it's wrong. I think it's despicable, frankly. Mm-hmm. And I think that that's what you see politicians do, and this president has done it. This is a narrative that he has drawn, I think, very incorrectly, mm-hmm. And he has drawn this narrative for political purposes, and now we're seeing him reap what he has sown. Mm-hmm. He has sown this narrative, and here we see and many other politicians who are gutless and who don't respect the truth, and don't see this country to be the greatest country on earth that it is, the freest country, the country where we have equality, where we have worked past through so many of these horrors of injustice, and we have children now in this youngest generation who have grown up in a completely different country than their grandparents. But he tosses all that aside and pretends that we have all of this horrible racial strife, where, frankly, it's hard for me to see that we have it. It's certainly to the degree that he is. Suggests, again, I think for political purposes. So he has sown this racial, he has fanned these flames. He has, I think, in many ways, highlighted these things in a way that I don't think are fair or right. And now now we're seeing the fruit of this, and it's not fair just to blame him. There are so many others who also do this, who make a living do it. They make millions of dollars doing it, and they're hustlers, and that's in many ways he's just feeding into that. And so, I'm glad he's going to Dallas. I hope that he is of some comfort to the families. I kind of wonder how well he will be received, considering he I think in many ways is responsible for fanning the flames of this anti-police feeling. And I know if I were a family member, I'm not sure I would want to be spending a lot of time with him.
I have to tell you, Congressman Hurt, just as you were talking there, I was thinking to myself, boy, you're really going to be missed. No question. And then as I was thinking that, I just got a text from Corey Sneed in Southside, who says Robert is spot on, and he will be greatly missed as our congressman in District 5. Henry in Virginia Beach says, once again, Congressman Hurt is right on. Too bad he's leaving. So, listen, Congressman Hurt, I remember the night Obama won, I was doing my show live at, I don't know, I have this memory, Saxby Chambliss headquarters in Atlanta, Georgia. And as disappointed as we were, I remember driving home that night late. I think Chambliss got in a runoff, and saying to myself, well, look, no matter what happens, here's the upside. This new president, this young new first African-American president, can certainly be in a position to heal the racial divides that we have in Atlanta, in the South, and other places. So there's going to be a silver lining, because when it's all said and done, we're going to be in a better place than we were. Now, that was a long time ago. I look back on it now, we're worse off. And, when I heard his speech the other day, and he gives credence to this Black Lives Matter organization, which, I don't know, a lot of people, congressmen, are getting uncomfortable with. How about you?
Well, listen, I mean, I think that he has put the Black Lives Matter group on the same at the same level as the civil rights movement, which women fought for the right to vote. African Americans fought for the right to vote, go to the same schools as white children. I mean, it's just, in my opinion, I think any objective observer would look at it and say it's preposterous. Now, you get in trouble for saying that, but I think it's preposterous. You can't equate those things. It's not even clear to me what the Black Lives Matter people really want, other than to draw attention to themselves. And I would suggest to you this, John, that it's really nothing more than a political organization. This is an administration, and this is representative of a political style, a Chicago style politics that says we're going to slice and dice the American people, and we're going to create enough distrust and angst among them that we'll be able to use that to our political advantage. And that's what this is. This is just nothing more than I fear than that. It's a political organization that's used to try to win elections. Period. End of story. To get a candidate, a fat, juicy spot in an elected office, and that's I think it's regrettable. I really do, and I'm sure there are a lot of people who have felt the sharp pain of discrimination in our society and feel it today. There's no question that there are those individuals, but to suggest somehow that this is that, especially in light of the facts, when you start looking at these studies that are coming out that show the way certain groups are treated by the police and what the facts are. You look at these things, and an objective person can't conclude that there is that systemic racism in our society and in our governments that there once was, and there really was one. And I think for those who try to scream and holler and say that it exists today, they diminish the harsh reality that our children should understand. That I teach my children that there really was a horrible, darker time in which this existed, and we must understand it, we must learn from it, and we must make sure we never go back there. But at the same time, that's not to say that we haven't made progress, and we should celebrate that progress, period, and not create these problems that we're seeing unnecessarily.
Unbelievable. Are we going to see Robert Hurt back in politics? I know you want to get back to your family and your private practice. You've got kids and all that, and it's a long way, and you got such a big district. Are we going to see you back, sir?
I don't have any intention of running for any office. I have loved the 15 years that I've been in public life. I really have. Been in the State House and the State Senate and now in the House of Representatives. It's been a great honor. You just get to meet the most wonderful people, deal with the great people, people that I represent, as well as people in the media, people like you, whom I've just really enjoyed so much. And you get to be a voice for the people, and you get to work on issues that are important to folks, and try to make our state and our country better. Those are all things that I have loved and don't have. I look forward to getting back to private life, but I will say this, that I love the Commonwealth of Virginia deeply. I love the United States, our wonderful country, very deeply, and will always look for ways to be of service and to promote our state and our country going forward.
Can Trump win Virginia?
I think so. I think he. It's going to be hard, but I think that I think he needs to. I look forward to seeing who his vice presidential pick is. I think that will be important. I think for him to move from sort of the primary campaign into the general election campaign and looking for ways to connect with ordinary Virginians who are trying to support their families, who work every day, who don't have a lot of time to follow all the day-to-day, minute-to-minute politics, but people who want to put faith in somebody who's going to actually bring big change to this country. I think he's clearly our man, and I think the more he surrounds himself and demonstrates that he can surround himself with people who are very smart, who are very competent, will make good decisions, have good judgment. I think the more that he surrounds himself with those folks and demonstrates that he will continue to do that if elected president, I think that will give him the faith, or give the people the faith that they need to pull the lever for him.
Congressman, we're almost out of time. I got 15 seconds only. Give me the last name of who you would prefer as the VP pick. 10 seconds, all you got.
I don't know. I can't do that. John Fredericks.
Okay, I think it's gonna. I don't know who it's gonna be. I think Pence, right? I think it's gonna be Mike Pence, Governor Pence. Congressman, always an honor to have you on. Please say hi to your wife.
We'll do it,
and we will have you back, sir. You're going to be missed. This is a John Fredericks Radio Network. We love Robert Hurt. He's really going to be missed.
Thanks, John.
We'll have you back soon.